Yep, that's right. I got a new mic. I know, look how big it is.
That's what she said.
So I've talked quite a lot about football in my recent videos, and I think I'm getting kind of bored of it. So I've decided today to talk about another thing which I'm a massive fan of. And that, my friends, is Formula One.
My ass really hurt.
Now, for those of you that don't watch F1, you could be forgiven for thinking it's about cars. Trust me, it's not about cars. F1 has some of the greatest controversies. F1 has some of the greatest controversies you will ever see. I'm going to be going through some of my favorites, and let me know in the comments down below if I missed one or two, because there's so many, I don't think I could cover all of them in one video. So we're going to start off pretty lighthearted about a young man that you may have heard of named Max. What's his nickname? Named Max Simply Lovely Verstappen. This mic is so heavy. So little old Max, you know, he's been bred since the womb to be a racing driver. He used to get beat up by his dad, and that's not even the controversy that I really need to be able to say that word. He used to get beat up by his dad, and that's not even the controversy that I'm going to be talking about. No, what I'm going to be talking about is one of the most insane things that I have ever heard. When I found this out, I genuinely, my respect for Max hit another level, because I don't like him. So, Max Verstappen is a Red Bull junior driver many years ago, and he has to sort of fight for a place because there's only 20 drivers available. Now, another guy that I'm sorry, this is such a dumb thing that happened. I don't know if I can get through. All right. Another guy who was in F1 at the time, Daniil. Let's call him the antagonist of this story. Actually, to be honest, Max is probably the antagonist. He was minding his own business. Danny can be the protagonist. So Danny, right? He's minding his business. He's doing his races. He's not doing great, but he's not doing terrible either. But in F1, it's so competitive that you need to do well to keep your seat. So obviously Max is coming through the ranks, and everyone's like, yeah, Max is the guy. Max is going to be the next world champion. And eventually, he ends up taking Danny's place on the team. Now, obviously, Danny, poor guy, you know, you gotta feel bad for him. It's a rough break, but there's nothing you can do about it, right? F1 is competitive like that. But Max was not done there. You see, Max not only took Danny's place in F1, he then took Danny's wife. I'm not joking. Max literally took Danny's wife, turned her into his girlfriend, and they are gonna be having a kid this year. I could not believe it when I heard this for the first time. Max Verstappen literally took this guy's whole life and said, "Give me that." How greedy. How greedy. So yeah, Danny Kvyat, wherever you are now, my guy. Actually, I don't know if you did anything bad as well. Maybe you're not my guy. You might be my guy. We'll find out. But Danny Kvyat, wherever you are, man. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Because that is just the saddest backstory. How can you lose your job? How can you lose your job and your wife to the same person? That is a generational stinker. There should be a picture of this guy's face next to the dictionary definition of a loss, of a L, of just wow. Now moving forward to another thing involving Max Verstappen, I'm going to talk about the painful day that was Abu Dhabi 2021. Actual F1 fans, just skip to this part of the video because I know you don't want to live through this again. We're still hurt. I feel your pain, okay? I was there. I was watching. And I am still angry. So, what happened? Well, basically, the 2021 season, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, who at this point, if he wins this season, breaks the record for the most titles ever, along with tying the record for most titles in a row. So it's a big deal. Max, first year going for the championship. So it's crazy. They have a few kerfuffles here and there, you know, Max nearly kills Lewis in Italy, Lewis nearly kills Max in England. Fair's fair. But at the end of the season, with one race to go, they're on the exact same number of points, which means whoever does better in this race, which they will most likely win, will win the championship. So is it going to be Lewis the GOAT, or is it going to be Max the new young rookie? Well, if the rules were fair, Lewis would have won. But what actually happened, the racing director decided, you know what, man? I'm feeling like causing havoc today. So what he did was, there was a safety car on the third to last lap, I believe. It was going on and it looked like the race was going to end under the safety car. I'm not going to explain what a safety car is in this video. You just need to figure that out for yourself. Then it gets to the second to last lap and the race director's there like, right, everyone in between Lewis and Max, because Max had pitted, so there was a few cars in between. You can overtake Lewis, which isn't normally allowed.
Cars to overtake the safety car.
And it's ending. And it's ending.
But he lets those 5 cars overtake. Then after that, they announce that the safety car's ending for half a lap. Now, you might be a bit confused, but essentially Max has just pitted, which means he's got better tyres, which means if the safety car goes the whole way, Lewis wins because you're not allowed to overtake. But if it doesn't, Max has much better tyres. He can overtake him pretty easily and win the World Championship. So you can understand why people think it's been a bit rigged. The reason why it hurts is because later the next year, the FIA, who's essentially like the government of F1, put out a press statement saying Michael Masi's been fired. And there's been an investigation to say that he messed up. He did not make the right decision. So now we're all sitting here like, right, basically what you're saying is that that World Championship was wrong. Lewis should have won, but you're not going to do anything about it. And FIA is just like, pretty much, yeah. What you lot going to do? We run the sport, not you. You don't think we can? Nah, man, you lot are funny. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm still hurt, and Max is a fraud. But he's also a legend for taking Daniil. Oh, I don't think I'm ever going to get over that. Now, I'm going to skip over some of the more sad stuff, like how multiple people have died racing, because I just don't think that really works with the tone of the video. So we're gonna pretend like nothing like that has happened. Like no one's been on fire. No, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, it's fine. But what we are gonna talk about is the worst nepotism baby that you will ever meet in your life. Also known as Lance Strolovich. Actually, he might not be Russian. In fact, Strolovich might not be his name. That might be like a diss name that people made up to like hate on him more. Lance Stroll. We're talking about Lance Stroll. So essentially, this man has a dad and his dad is very rich and his dad decides, I want to buy an F1 team. So he buys an F1 team. Yes, he's got that kind of money. And then he says, right, I'm going to buy this team. And my one thing, you lot can do whatever you want. I don't really care. But you have to let my son race for you. And dear God, is he bad. So currently the team he's on, he's got Fernando Alonso with him, who is literally a 2-time world champion. And Lance's seat is more secure than his. I mean, there's been nepotism babies in other sports. I've never seen anything like this. Bronny in NBA, I don't know a lot about basketball. I just know that he's terrible and that he's only there because of his dad. So think of it like that, except if LeBron James owned the whole team. You see, there's actually fans of this guy though. And the reason is, it's because he's Canadian. But other than that, it's because he won something called F3, which is kind of like a mini version of F1 with smaller and slower cars. What people might not know is that in F3, every car is supposed to be the same. However, because his dad already owned part of an F1 team at that point when Lance was in F3, he actually somehow got a better car, which is literally not allowed at all. So, you know what? Don't even get me started on this guy. That's the most I'm going to get into it. He is a prick, and I hope he burns. Okay, maybe that's a bit far. I hope he stubs his toe really bad. Like really, like you know when you're like walking and you stub your toe and then you fall and then your knee hits like something and then your elbow, you got the funny bone thing. I hope he gets all. I hope his water is warm, like at like 2 a.m. I hope it is room temperature. That's how much I hate this guy. Okay, so if you're an F1 fan, you already know what this final thing is going to be. I'm going to be talking about Spygate. Spygate is one of the most insane things you will ever hear. It is actually the biggest scandal in sporting history. Not motorsports, not F1 specifically, sporting history. There has never been a bigger financial scandal than Spygate. And a lot of people don't know what it is, and I'm going to quickly run through it. So on one side, we have McLaren. Currently, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, their drivers. On the other side, we have greatest team of all time, statistically speaking, Ferrari. So one day, you know, Ferrari are developing their car. Every year, you have to develop certain parts. Otherwise, you're just going to get the same car every year, and whatever team has the most money is obviously going to win. So there's like caps and all that, but we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is that one engineer decided, you know what, guys? You lot ain't paying me enough. You lot don't understand my worth. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this very important document, which has loads of technical stuff on it. I'm going to call up my boy, at McLaren and say, yo brother, I got something for you, but it's gonna cost you. And that's what he did. He literally handed over a document which had lots of technical aspects of the new Ferrari car. No one knew about it for a while. However, Ferrari, you know, they kind of realized, like, you know, McLaren are keeping up with us quite a lot. That part of the car, that looks kind of familiar. Hey yo, Dave, come look at this. Come look. Isn't that like what we have? And Dave's like, oh yeah, it is still. Oh no, wait. They're Ferrari, they're Italian, hang on. Oh yes, it's very similar to our car, yes. I said I would never do an accent again, didn't I? Essentially, Ferrari kind of figured out what this guy did, fired him, and then released the allegations to McLaren. McLaren are like, we don't know what you're talking about, we never knew about this. The big deal was, though, that people were saying Lewis Hamilton only won his championship, which he did the following year, because of this. And so he got a lot of heat, to the point where he ended up leaving McLaren a few years later, which was also a crazy decision at the time. Obviously worked out very well for him. So it gets to the point where, you know, the FIA get involved, obviously, and kind of say like, oh, McLaren, what you guys did, not allowed. Picked out specific people who were like the big culprits and sent them to court, sent them to actual court, where McLaren were ordered to pay a $100 million fine. What? A singular, like, this is crazy numbers, guys. This is no joke. That is insane. That would bankrupt most companies. Obviously, McLaren is massive. But still, all in all, it took McLaren 7 years to recover from that. To the point where they changed the color of the car. The car used to be red and white. The McLaren that we see now, in fact, the McLaren that we see now is orange. But it used to be red and white. Why'd they do that? So that everyone forgets it's the same team. It's that simple. What? You thought I was gonna side with Ferrari? It is so hot in this jacket, oh my god. So anyways, the new F1 season is going to be starting this week, and I am looking forward to Lando Norris finally winning his first championship. I have been crying since 2021 when he spun out in the rain. Please do it this year. I bought the damn hoodie, Lando. I bought the damn hoodie, okay? Please. I'm gonna be wearing this every Sunday, praying for you. I'm fasting. I'm praying that you win this year. What am I doing? Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope the new mic is good. Yeah, we got good sound quality now. All I need now is an actual camera instead of my phone. Listen, man, life is expensive. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Still going to be doing Q&A at 1,000 subs. So please leave your questions in the comments below. I'm gonna be trying to do a couple of different style of videos as well. I had this one idea for like a game show kind of thing, so let me know if that's something you want to see, because that's really what I want to do. It just takes a lot of work, so I just want to see, you know, what kind of engagement is out there for that kind of stuff. If you just want me to stand here lifting this heavy ass mic and just shouting at the camera about random stuff, listen, that's easy. I'll do it. I'll happily do it, yeah? Don't worry. Also, just quickly, why has Prince Charles got a radio show?
Cold temp, man, I bring heat and late nights. Now you ain't speaking, a sorcerer, expel a demon. God forbid there's a witch and reaching. Drip from a kid, the oats been beefing. I got away where the dam's no deacon. I got flows, Annalise breathing. Good defender, Annalise Keaton. I'm sent.